December 25th, Christmas, the happiest day of the year. Isn't that right, Jim?
That's right, Bob. It is the happiest day of the year, Bob. Happy, 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 happy. From WJW, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Santa doesn't come down my chimney or leave presents under my tree. He's made his list and he's checked it twice, but nowhere on there was me. It's not that I've been naughty, I'm a real good kid, I swear. There's just something you should know about me, something I'd like to share. I eat Chinese food on Christmas, go to the movie theater too, 'cause there just ain't much else to do on Christmas when you're a Jew. When you're out with your family, getting ready for the big day, I'm at home playing Drano and eating Lucky's that Bobby made. No, I'm not dreaming of a white Christmas. It's not that I don't like snow, I love snow. It's just if we were all snowed in on Christmas, I'd have no place to go. I eat Chinese food on Christmas, go to the movie theater too, 'cause there just ain't much else to do on Christmas. Let's go, Michelle! There just ain't much to do on Christmas for a Jew, so I'll tell you what we do. We eat Chinese food on Christmas, go to the movie theater too, 'cause there just ain't much else to do on Christmas. Chinese food on Christmas, go to the movie theater too, 'cause there just ain't much else to do on Christmas when you're a Jew.
Mike's. Hello, everybody. This is Inside Dr. Herman's Head, Sunday night at 7.
Yeah.
Just like we promised. This is Dr. Jan Herman of Herman Family Chiropractic Center during the week, but of Pocono 96.7 on the weekend. I'm here with my big friend, Big Show, Larson.
Yo.
How's it going, my man?
It's going, man. It's going good.
It's almost the holidays.
Almost.
It's also almost winter.
Almost winter.
That's right. It's almost winter. It starts in a couple of days, but it's still like sub-ridiculous temperatures.
We got the temperature. We got the snow. It's winter.
Are you one of those guys that, like, it's winter when it's not winter?
It's winter when it's not winter?
Last year I heard some dude on the radio on Memorial Day weekend. So it's the official beginning of summer. It's not the official beginning of summer. That's June 21st.
Why? Because it was hot? It was the official beginning of summer, he said?
No, because it was Memorial Day weekend.
Oh,
some people consider Memorial Day to Labor Day
exactly.
as summer, but it's not. It's there's a definition of it. Winter has not started yet. It will start in a couple of days. But anyway, we do have those temperatures, and the holidays are coming, and this was going to be our music show.
Yeah.
But because we've had our holiday show for next week canceled because we're going to be playing holiday music all day and all night.
Boo.
I wasn't going to pick a side, but I'm
picking sides.
Well, is it because you don't like Christmas music or because they canceled the show?
Cancel the show, man. What if a Christmas gift for some listeners out there would be to hear our voices on Christmas?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I cannot wait for the Dr. Herman and Big Show Christmas hour.
You know what?
And
then we've been grinched.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't think of it from
Christmas
that
has
angle.
been stolen.
All right. Together. 1, 2, 3. Boo! All right. You know what? I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah.
Those poor kids with visions of Big Show dancing in their head.
Yeah, well, all right, come on now.
And we're back to Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we're going to make this our music holiday show, or our holiday music show.
Yeah, both.
As it were. And if you have any input on music and or holidays and or holiday music, give us a call on the headline hotline 570-420-9670 and tell us what you think about it. What's your go-to Christmas or your go-to holiday song?
I have a go-to. All right, I have a go-to Christmas album.
Okay.
And it's old school. You'll know because you listen to a lot of old school stuff. The Ray Conniff Singers.
Oh man,
dude, they got this one album called "We Wish You a Merry Christmas."
Yeah, I know it. I know that album.
Grew up. All right,
me too.
And I'm really upset because I have it. Well, had it.
Yeah.
And I went looking for it yesterday and realized it's gone. And I believe I know who has it now.
Really.
And I'm upset because it was a thing I grew up with. My dad always played it every Christmas. It was his original from the '60s.
Yeah,
and it's a staple. That's definitely a staple.
Well, I got news for you. You know that I have hundreds of albums at home that I'm going to be getting rid of, and I invited you over a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm going to need.
I may have it.
Oh, dude, I need a replacement.
I may have it because I have all my mother's and father's original albums.
Yeah.
And I have no shortage, I think, if it's there, of Percy Faith.
Oh, yeah.
Ray Conniff, 101 Strings.
I love that stuff.
Ray Charles Singers.
Yeah.
You know? And Montevani. Oh, my God. We're big on Montevani in my house.
But that album, though, and that music and just the way the stuff was performed, it's such traditional and just, I don't know.
Yeah.
That is Christmas to me. When I hear that stuff, that's real Christmas music, not the John Lennon songs and the stuff you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the real Christmas music to
me.
And
unfortunately, they don't mix enough of the old stuff in, so you tend to get a little sick and tired of the John Lennon stuff.
Yeah.
Although it's a good
song. The
Bruce
Springsteen stuff and the, you know.
And you know what? So many, it happens with every generation. You hear a song and you like it, and you don't realize it's actually a remake.
Yeah.
Like people go, oh yeah, that Bruce Springsteen song, that Santa Claus is coming to town. You're like, no, that was around for a million years before that.
Been here forever.
But I have a song. You know my favorite kind of music is?
Well, yeah.
What?
I don't know.
My favorite genre. You listen to
bubblegum
music.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we did talk about that.
Okay.
But you listen to so many different things, though. And you really listen to music that's way before your time. That's why I get stuck sometimes. But you love that bubblegum pop stuff.
Love the bubblegum pop. One of the things that makes my list of songs that I hate the most is any song where it's constantly repeating the same line.
Oh.
If you can't come up with more lines, then scrap the song and write something different.
Right.
But oddly enough, one of my very favorite songs of all time is a song with a constant repetition. And it's my favorite holiday song.
I mean, when it's right, it's right.
It's the song that I consider the holidays beginning. The holiday season begins for me the first time I hear the song, the original version, every year.
What is this?
Last year, I'll tell you, I'll preempt by saying last year I never heard it at all. So I never had a holiday season last year. This year I heard it yesterday.
All right, so it's begun.
Friday night. 2 days
season
ago.
has begun now.
Yes.
Okay.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
By Jose Feliciano.
Yeah.
First of all, I love the fact that Feliz Navidad is the name of the song, and his name is Feliciano.
Yeah.
So there's happiness all over that song.
It's perfect, right? Made for it.
It does jump. It does repeat itself incessantly.
That doesn't matter though. That is one of those songs that it could go on for an hour and it doesn't matter.
The hook in that song is just infectious.
Yep.
Love it. Absolutely love it. But something happened. I wanted to get the copy of the song I played in the beginning of the show, Chinese Food on Christmas, by Brandon Walker, which I thought, I'd known that song for a couple of years now, but I wanted to get ready for the show. And I was looking it up on YouTube and finding it, and I found another song, a parody, called All I Want for Christmas is Jews. Okay?
Not two front teeth, just Jews.
No, just Jews. Right. And it's a parody of the Mariah Carey song.
Oh, all right.
All I Want for Christmas is You. Okay.
That's a good song. And that wasn't.
Well, it was a few days ago. Okay,
a few days ago.
Okay, now first of all, I love Mariah Carey. I think she's gorgeous. I got a thing for Mariah Carey. I have for a long time. Not that I haven't seen her looking pretty nasty in some pictures, but I think
good days and bad days.
I think she's smoking, and I even like a few of her songs because I'm not really into that kind of R&B.
No, but she is a talent, though. She's
got a great voice. Yeah. She can sing. Okay. And so I listened to that parody of it, which was kind of goofy, and I wasn't really and I happened to be looking at it on YouTube on TV at the time, and my wife Terry was sitting next to me, and she saw that there was about 6 years ago, Mariah Carey made an updated video of it with Justin Bieber.
Ooh.
And she wanted to see it because she likes Justin Bieber. Yeah. She likes Mariah Carey. So let me see it. So we watched it, and it was all right. It really wasn't bad. And even though I'm not really into Justin Bieber, his voice was pretty good. He was younger, and it was
he's
fine,
another
whatever.
Dude. He's got a talent, but
whatever.
I just can't take it.
But anyway, but we heard the song. That was a couple of days ago, Friday, I think it was. Since then, in the last 36 hours, we've been in about a dozen stores. We've been in 2 different cars and 2 different elevators. I've heard the song every single where I went.
The Bieber version? Or
no,
the original?
Her original. Yeah. And I've heard it actually maybe 2/3 of the time she was singing it, and then there were a couple of covers of it. Really bad covers.
There are bad covers.
There's Muzak covers, and there's, I can't remember who did some of the covers I heard. But I've heard that song so much in the last 36 hours.
Yeah, it's over.
And then getting in the car to come to the studio tonight.
Oh.
I get in the car, I turn it on, flip on the radio, and there it is playing again. And I tell you, now it's on my list. I can't stand it. I'm just so fed up. And you know what? I meant to bring my list of songs that I hate the most. This should be illegal. I forgot to bring my list, but let's jump to this one thing. What one? Because you're also a big music file. If you had to be pinned down and you had to name the one song you hate the most in the world, what would it be? Oh man,
I have a bunch.
I have a list. It's actually on my computer on my desktop.
I wish I should have made a list too.
But I have one song that for years and years and years I have been absolutely.
I mean, I have a Metallica song that I think is one of the worst songs ever written in the history of music.
It just hits your ear bad, or you think it's just a badly written song?
Both.
Okay.
It's called "Until It Sleeps."
Okay.
It was when like Metallica was like awesome, and they came up. Then they had that Black Album where it was like they took off,
right?
Became huge. Took a few years off, and then came back, and everybody's like, "Oh, Metallica's big comeback!" And the guys come back, and they cut their hair. They're wearing like eyeliner.
Yep.
And the first video they release is this song, Until It Sleeps. Now, whatever. I didn't care what they looked like. I wanted to hear new Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
One of the worst things, and I'll never forget it. And I think that's why, like, the betrayal in my heart was so hardcore. Like, it was, and that's one of the worst songs I think in history for me. But I do have I should have made a list. That would have been great. There's a few other bad songs. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't really know artists of who it might be, but you listen to some of these classic rock stations, and some of the songs that come on, I can't deal.
Right, terrible. As a matter of fact, my song that I hate most in the world is a song that if you listen to classic rock stations, you'll hear all the time.
Yeah, which one?
It's a very, very popular song. And the funny thing is, when a song that you hate the most in the world is sung by a group that sings songs that you also like, it's kind of you're a little ambivalent about it. The song that I cannot stand, from the initial note all the way through, it just makes me want to break something. Like Dane Cook's like, it's a song. The song that makes you want to beat babies up. Is the Rolling Stones?
Oh,
"Sympathy for the Devil."
Yeah, that one really gets you.
I can't stand that song. I hate that song with a capital HATE.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't. I can deal. There's some Stone songs that I really, really don't like.
But
then there's a couple Stone songs that I really love. Like they're a band where
there are more songs I don't like than I like.
Yeah, they're a band where I hate it or love it.
When people talk about the Stones and the Beatles in the same category, if I like 2/3 or 3/4 of the Beatles songs and don't care for the rest. It's the opposite with the Stones.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, I don't know. People compare how they compare those bands. They sound completely different. I understand it was the same time frame.
Yeah, well,
and the Stones were the bad boys. The Beatles were the goody two shoes. You know what I mean?
I've heard people say that the Stones were trying to emulate the Beatles, which they definitely were not. There's no way they were. They were trying to emulate their success, maybe, and I don't blame them for that.
Yeah.
If there's any band, well, there were lots of bands that were trying to capitalize on the Beatles. the whole British Invasion, the Mersey Beat, Jerry and the Pacemakers, and Chad and Jeremy and everything. If you want to talk about bands that were trying to recreate the sound, you'd have to go to my favorite band of all time, which is ELO.
ELO.
You know, and Jeff Lynne.
Yep.
Actually was such a big fan when he was a kid of the Beatles. He eventually worked with George Harrison and with Ringo Starr and
what was it? Traveling Wilburys.
Traveling Wilburys, exactly. Yeah. Bob Dylan and
Tom Petty, Roy Orbison. Yeah.
Right? We got a caller?
Yeah, we do have a caller.
Fantastic. Caller, poking on 96.7 inside Dr. Herman's head, who's giving us a call.
I know, this is Mark from East Stroudsburg.
Hey, Mark, how's it going, my man?
About songs. One quirky song I've heard very, very rarely is called Rudolph the Redneck Reindeer. That was a weird one.
I do remember that song, actually. There's a lot of redneck-type holiday parody songs.
One I really liked, I have trouble getting them to play, and that's Dominic the Donkey by Nick Nolte. I've called into the station, for the request to ask it for it.
Right.
I even, called the other station, and the other station, the station manager, personally dislikes the song, so it's real hard to get it on that.
I've never actually heard it, but I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, Dominic the Donkey. It's a popular one. I've heard it like once in my life. I don't like it, but it's a popular one though. It really is.
Another one of those redneck Christmas songs was "Grandma Got Another Reindeer."
That's the most famous.
Famous
one.
We
had the 45 of that growing up.
Grandma's a classic now too. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Right along with the Chipmunks and all that. They should do a medley of all of them.
Well, I think Chipmunks had a Christmas album, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Right, Dave Seville and the Chipmunks back in '66, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, I appreciate your call, but listen, if you like really quirky, crazy holiday songs, make sure you listen to the song we're playing at the end of the show.
Yeah, we're gonna play one at the end.
Guys.
All right, Mark. Thanks for your call. Happy holidays. So the ELO was definitely trying to emulate the Beatles, but Feliz Navidad is my holiday season has begun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Let's see, because I had it's funny. A friend of mine, Elaine, we always have these discussions about music, and when she heard that I hated "Sympathy for the Devil," she said, "I have to tell you what song I hate the most in the history." And it's funny when somebody tells you their favorite, the song that they hate the most, and it's a song that you really like.
Yeah.
I would say I love it, but it's a really good song. It's a song I've always liked. Is the song by Jimmy Soul, "If You Want to Be Happy."
If you want to be, that happy
song. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife.
That song's great. I thought you were talking about that happy song that was popular just recently. That Pharrell Williams? Jeez,
I hate that song.
I can't do it, man. I can't
stand that song. I parody that song all the time.
Talk about a song that keeps repeating itself.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's one of the reasons it's on my list. But my family loves the way I constantly parody that song.
But that, let me see. We had that song, didn't we?
Which one? Which one? Hey, yes, Jimmy Soul, right? Yeah. And
this is a great song.
And this was a remake.
This was?
This was a remake, yes.
See, this is the only one I know.
The original one is by Roaring Lion from the 1930s.
Wait a second. No, hold on.
Yes, bring it up. Play it. Listen to this.
If you want to be happy and live a king's life, you'll never make a pretty woman your wife.
Yeah.
If you want to be happy and live a king's life, you'll never make a pretty woman your wife. All you've got to do is just as I say, and then you would be jolly, merry, and gay. That's from a logical point of view. You always have a woman uglier than you.
That's like 1932 or 36?
34.
34, right in the middle.
Wow.
I love when I find out that these songs have, not that just that they're original versions, but that they're so old. You know?
See, yeah, I only knew that other one. What was that? That was 60s, right?
Jimmy Soul, yeah, 68 or 67, something like that. Wow. Yeah, but Elaine hates that song.
See,
and,
now that's, all right. That's something I wanted to bring up, because you're always talking about covers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gap to do covers. Like, that's the way I feel about cover songs for some reason. That's a 30-year difference.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Sure.
So either people forgot about the original, or people are going to love the fact you're covering, I haven't heard that song in so long. You know what? People are covering stuff just 10 years down the road, and it bothers me. Like,
well, but you don't see so many covers anymore. What you see in today's music is samples.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of samples, because it's, if you want to do somebody else's song, do your version of it, do your interpretation of it, let them get the credit for the original, you know, and let's see what what your interpretation of that song is. That's interesting. If you're just going to use somebody else's as a bass line in the bottom of your song and everything, and there are so many songs that I love that were used as samples in other songs that were destroyed.
Yeah.
The Black Eyed Peas have destroyed at least a half a dozen songs.
No, I don't know,
sampling
man.
things
And that's usually the ones, the rap artists and R&B guys and stuff like that. They're usually the ones that like to sample stuff. I mean, it depends. There's a way to sample and there's a way not. You know what I mean? If you're gonna use just a bit of it and create something on top of it, I agree with that. But if you're just taking that whole line, like you said, and you make a song out of it, I don't know.
It's not,
because
not my thing.
Because what the original rap guys would do is they'd take like a disco record and just find like a 10-second clip of a beat and just repeat that. You know what I mean? And then do their thing over it. But like,
I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what? But that's not really like, if you look at Run DMC's Walk This Way.
Well, they really did that with Steven Tyler and
everything.
Well,
that's a totally different thing, and that's cool. That's like, we're going to redo your song, doing it with you. You know, I like that. I like when the original songwriter, does a cover with somebody else.
Well, that was the thing, is that Run DMC, their producer was Rick Rubin, who at the time was producing a lot of rock bands and stuff like that, and metal bands and stuff. Right. And it was his idea to do that.
Beasties also?
He produced the Beastie Boys too,
so. And
it was his idea to do that, rock and rap crossover, and it was huge.
Yeah, you know what? And it was good too.
But speaking of Run DMC and Christmas,
one
of my favorites, right here. Gotta check this out. Christmas in Hollis, Queens.
Oh, yes. You were telling me about this.
This is big for them. They had a video and everything. Check this out for a second.
Yeah.
It was December 24th on Hollis Ave at the dark, when I seen a man chilling with his dog at the park. I approached him very slowly with my heart full of fear. Looked at his dog, oh my God, a ill reindeer. But then I was yelling cause the man had a beard and a bag full of goodies, 12 o'clock at night. So I turned my head a second and the man was gone. But he must have dropped his wallet smack dead on the lawn. I picked the wallet up and then I took a pause, took out the lights and then it cold said Santa Claus. $1 million in it, cold hundreds of G's.
Santa's wallet had $1 million in it.
But I never still
what you expect?
Yeah.
So with Jesus' wallet.
I got the lyrics playing on the screen right now.
That's great. Now this came out right around the same time as like when Will Smith did Jazzy Jeff and that kind of stuff.
This was like the first time for that stuff.
It's
Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens.
That's one of my favorites.
That's good. But you see, that's an original Christmas song.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I liked it.
It wasn't a cover. It wasn't a sample. It was, and that was cool. And that was probably the first rap Christmas song.
I think it was. Yeah, it was late 80s, somewhere around mid to late 80s. I think it was like 87-ish,
I get into that. I can listen to that all night.
Yeah.
Especially because I got food to eat.
Oh, yeah, man. We
got the guys from Warrior brought some. Oh, my God.
Got to give a big shout out to my
Rob
guy,
down at the.
We got Rob and Peach and Craig and Allie came and dropped us off some food. We got the Robadilla.
Oh, my God. This quesadilla with brisket?
What do you say? Yeah, it was a quesadilla with brisket. I think it's got 2 types of cheeses. And
it's banging. It's really, really good. And the house chips.
And we also had that, the mahi-mahi tuna wrap?
Ahi tuna.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, mahi-mahi's dolphin.
There we go. Dolphin. Jeez.
Yeah, ahi tuna wrap. Really, really good. The food down at the Warrior is incredible. Definitely check them out down on Main Street. Incredible.
We got someone else to talk about, too, don't we?
Yes, I want to talk about Thai Orchid.
Yeah.
I was recently in there to talk to them about my trip to Thailand last week. And like I told Kanya when I texted her from Thailand, I said, they got the second best food over here. The food over at Thai Orchid on Sarah Street and 9th in Strasbourg is so incredible. It's so authentic. But what I was not expecting when I went in there, they got a new item on the menu.
What?
Dude, I'm telling you,
what do we got?
This is insane. It's a crispy chicken over vegetables with an orange sauce. And the orange sauce is made, she actually squeezes these oranges. I watched her make it. She squeezes it and makes a reduction of orange juice right from the oranges.
Wow.
Just squeezes the oranges down and just cooks it. Doesn't
get fresher than that, man. There's no
chicken
Tropicana.
Is crispy. It's banging. It's really good. With vegetables, and you got rice with the jasmine rice. Really, really good. And with the
sounds incredible.
With the Thai iced tea with it, it's insane. Absolutely insane. And actually, I have a Thai iced tea at home waiting for me right now.
Oh, you suck.
I know.
That Thai iced tea, I think that's my I think that's become like my favorite soft drink, my favorite beverage.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's addicting.
I wonder if you threw vodka in there, what it would be like.
You know what? Check it out. Let me know.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try it.
We'll put it on our own private menu. Thai Orchid down on Sarah Street and 9th Street. Give them a call at 570-421-1717. They're open every day but Monday. And, man, show up on Tuesday because what they get ready on Monday and they serve on Tuesday, mind-blowing. Let's take a break. We'll come back and talk more about music.
We're talking with another one of Dr. Herman's patients. Your name is
Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. I guess you didn't recognize me in these Bermuda shorts, eh, Gary?
No, Santa, I didn't. Wow. You look different, all slumped over. What seems to be the problem?
Well, Gary, loading all those sacks filled with presents for all the good boys and girls is hard work. And I'm always bending over to help the elves with something. They're really short. And, of course, sometimes the reindeer like piggyback rides before bedtime, Gary.
So how'd you hear about Dr. Herman?
Well, we once had an elf who left and became a dentist.
Hermie?
You remember him?
Yeah, I know.
Well, as it turns out, he married a second cousin of mine who went to dental school with a brother of Dr. Herman's. We've been friends ever since, and I make it a point to get adjusted every year right before Christmas.
Has it helped at all?
Oh, it really works. Mrs. Claus always says I look like a new man, and, well, that always helps.
Yeah, I bet it does, Santa. So I guess Dr. Herman's on the good list.
Absolutely. He's very nice.
Now give me the line.
I love my Dr. Herman.
So, am I on the good list?
Gotta go.
Call Dr. Herman at 424-LIFE. That's 424-LIFE. Ask about their $25 visits for life. You're listening to Inside Dr. Herman's Head every Sunday night starting at 7 o'clock right here on Pocono 96.7. And now, back to the good doctor.
All right.
That was a good break.
Yeah.
Because it talked about me. I like when they talk about anything, but especially me.
This whole show is about you.
It's about me. And so, I'm going to tell a story.
What do we got?
It's a short one, but it concerns concerts.
Oh, okay.
I used to go to a lot more concerts than I have been lately. But
me too.
Yeah, when you're younger, you tend to be able to go more. One of my very favorite acts I've ever seen was Billy Joel.
Oh, man, I still need to do that. And I know he's getting older, but he still sounds good.
Well, you're lucky he's still touring because he's stopped several times and said he wasn't going to do any more. But
he's
now
been
doing
playing
more.
Recently.
Yeah. I once saw Billy Joel 3 times in 3 days in 3 cities consecutively.
You were acting like a Grateful Dead fan and following the band.
Pretty crazy, right? And it was all accidental, actually. Well, no, I mean not accidental, but I bought tickets to see him at the Meadowlands.
Okay, yeah.
When it was the Continental Arena, and then about a week before the show, my ex-sister-in-law told my practice wife, her sister, that she was able to score a couple of extra tickets for him the next night at the Garden.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Billy Joel at the Garden. You know, that's his resident job now. He does that once a month now.
Yep.
So I was like, oh my God, Billy Joel 2 nights in a row in Jersey and then in New York. That was incredible.
Yeah.
As it got closer, and then we were supposed to leave the day after that concert at the Garden to fly down to visit my brother who was in chiropractic college in Atlanta. So we flew down that next day after seeing Billy Joel twice, and we get off the plane. He picked us up at the airport, and he says, we got big plans for the next 2 days. I said, what? He says, first of all, tonight, he says, we're going to see Billy Joel at the Omni. I was like, I saw him twice in the last 2 days. He goes, well, he's playing the Omni tonight.
Great, whatever. Do it again.
It was incredible. And then the next night we went to go see the Mets play at Fulton County Stadium.
Oh, man, that's a good week.
We saw David Cohen pitch.
Man, that's awesome.
The next night, so.
Man, three Billy Joel shows and a Mets game all in 1 week.
3 Billy Joel shows and a Mets game in 4 days.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was a good week. Very good week.
Damn.
First concert you ever saw?
My first concert I ever saw? Okay. Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay.
When
I forget how young you are.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, but the thing is, I tried to go to concerts before that. Mom and Dad wouldn't have it. And,
okay.
No, this is my first big concert. Now I saw like smaller shows before that, like a couple little club shows. That's how I got into my hardcore music and stuff. But like, if you want to talk about concert, like big type of thing, Stone Temple Pilots was my first show. But that was '93, I think. Their first album.
Now, obviously, you thought it was great. You thought it was incredible.
They were opening up for a band called the Butthole Surfers. You
ever
hear them?
So yeah, absolutely.
So
Stone Temple Pilots was the opening act.
They were the opening act, but that's why I was going, because they had a new song out. I remember the video. I was a kid in high school.
I've done that too. You got to see the opening act more than the actual starting act.
They came out. It was at the Roseland in New York, in the city. Took the train in. With a couple friends. They came out dressed up like Kiss. It was insane. They had the big giant letters that lit up on the back of the stage, said Kiss. They came out. Scott Weiland was like, hello, we're Kiss.
What?
They had pyrotechnics and everything, and they played Stone Temple Pilots songs, but dressed up in full Kiss gear. It was insane.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. And I was like, what is going on? Like,
wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's very cool.
And then, the Butthole Surfers came out after that, and the dude had a shotgun he was shooting into the crowd with, like, blanks or whatever. I was like, what's going on? This is blowing my mind.
That is insane.
And I was, like, 15 years old.
First concert I ever went to, I was about 13.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the Garden State Arts Center.
Okay.
Which is now the PNC Bank Center in Homedale, New Jersey, which was only about 20 minutes from my house. And we went to go see Neil Sedaka. Because my father went to high school with him. He was his best friend in high school.
Yeah.
At Abraham Lincoln High School in Brighton Beach in Brooklyn. And it was cool because my dad was like all into this, his buddy was up there singing, and it was, Neil Sedaka, who was really big at that time. And he was actually making a comeback. It was when he was doing his Laughter in the Rain album, and Sedaka's Back. It was the early 70s. Because he didn't do very much from early 60s to the early 70s until he came back. And then actually Elton John produced him and then brought it back.
Yeah.
They did the song Bad Blood. And it was a big hit of his. But anyway, that was my first concert. And then when I got my driver's license, I was at concerts literally for the course of about 2 years, at least once a week.
Well, I was going to say I did the same thing. I was constantly going into the city, seeing shows.
I didn't even have
friends
to
drive me places, go see shows.
Well, you were on the island. I was in Jersey.
Yeah.
I had the Garden State Arts Center 20 minutes away, and I had Great Adventure, Six Flags.
Oh, yeah.
And they had top bands.
Yeah.
It was like
Great Adventure would get big shows.
Oh, big.
Yep.
And although it sounds kind of weird now, I saw like America. I saw
they just played the Sherman.
Andy Gibb.
Oh, yeah.
At Six Flags, I saw people that I became big fans of, Rupert Holmes and things like that. But just, so many bands, so many. So Harry Belafonte and Liberace and all these, a real cross-section.
Yeah.
I saw bands. I went to go see opening acts, even if I didn't care. We went to go see Christopher Cross open for America. Mm-hmm. And Christopher Cross was deplorable.
Oh, really?
He had no voice at all. With that electronics backing him up, he had no voice. It was a shame. But we ended up seeing so many. Now, I think the most fun I've ever had at concerts, and I've seen the band probably about half a dozen times, is Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, yeah?
Very, very good band. They kind of dissolved now.
They
because
kind of, but you like it. They are that poppy stuff you like. So
all kinds of really, really good stuff. And I've seen a bunch of their concerts. I'll tell you a quick story. I was turned on to Jimmy Buffett's music by my brother, my two brothers, who were very big Parrot heads. This is about 20 years ago. And my one brother, Larry, who was a chiropractor also, he decided to call up to Margaritaville, which is his Jimmy Buffett's company down in Key West, and they had tickets to go see him outside Washington, D.C.
Nice.
Because they lived in Maryland. And they called up, and Jimmy Buffett's manager used to be a medical doctor. His name is Kino Bachelier.
Okay.
And so they called up and they left a message saying, we're chiropractors in the area and we're going to be seeing the show on such and such a date. If you have any desire, I know that a lot of bands, they need, support when they're on tour. If you'd like us to be there, we would be happy to be backstage and give adjustments to the band and to Jimmy and, whatever. And he got a call back later on that day from Kino, who's his manager, and he said, that's really, really nice of you guys. We'd love to have you.
Nice.
So they went there and they set them all up backstage and everything, and it was such chaos that they adjusted like 50 or 60 people, but never got to adjust Jimmy Buffett because there was such chaos back there, or even to meet him, unfortunately. Well, 2 weeks later, he was playing up at the Meadowlands, at like I said, it was the Continental Arena.
Continental Airlines Arena.
So I called and I said, listen, my brother was with you guys 2 weeks ago in Washington. He says, oh, yeah, Larry, whatever. I said, well, my office is actually up in the Poconos, and, if you wanted me to be there, he says, that would be fantastic. So I went down there. It was just me and my ex-wife, and I had my portable adjusting table. And it's very, very cool. It's cool to meet any of your, celebrities.
Sometimes it's not cool. I have stories like that, too.
Oh, yeah. I've met a lot of that I wasn't crazy about. But this was one of the first celebrities that I actually adjusted.
Yeah.
Now it's a list that's a pretty decent length. But so I drove around. They said, well, you come around the back of it, and there's a ramp that goes down into the ground under the arena. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, that's cool. So I drive down there, and I disappear into this tunnel, and I come out on the other side, and this guy walks out and he says, who are you? I said, I said what they told me to say. They said, just say you're Jimmy Buffett's doctor. Mm-hmm. Well, that was cool. Oh, Jimmy Buffett's doctor. Okay, just drive over there. And wait over there. And all of a sudden, a guy comes out. His name is Snake.
Snake.
He was
nice.
Jimmy Buffett's bodyguard. He looked like The Rock, except darker and about a foot taller. And he walked out. He says, you the doc? I said, yeah. He says, all right, come on. So I take my my table out. We followed him. And then all of a sudden, we're backstage, and it's all dressing rooms, and there's people mulling around. Yeah. It's so cool. And he says, this is yours. And my name was on the door. It said, Dr. Herman, chiropractor.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to put you right over here, right across from Jimmy. So I look across the hallway.
He's got his.
And Jimmy Buffett's sitting on his bed, looking at some mail.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. And then they shut his door because he was going to go take a shower or whatever, get ready for the show. Well, in the next hour or so, I met everybody having to do with the show. I adjusted over 100 people.
Yeah. I
adjusted dancers. I adjusted the security people. His band, the Coral Reefers. Everybody you can imagine. And then about 15 minutes before the show was supposed to start, I was talking to somebody that was adjusting, and Snake came in, and he says, okay, time to clear the room. The Pharaoh's coming in.
The Pharaoh.
That was it. So everybody leaves, and the door opens up, and Jimmy Buffett walks in the room and shuts the door. and he's got a bathrobe on. He just came out of the shower and he's all, whatever. And it was just me, a practice wife, and Jimmy Buffett standing there in my dressing room. And this is so surreal. So I'm talking to him. He had I don't know if you know anything of Jimmy Buffett. A
little bit, yeah.
Well, he flies his own seaplane.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Western Hemisphere. The Hemisphere Dancer.
Okay.
The Hemisphere Dancer. And it actually crashed once on takeoff. He crashed in the water.
Uh-oh.
And it was just him and his dog, Cheeseburger, that were on the flight.
Is that what that song's about? The dog?
No.
Cheeseburger in Paradise?
No.
All right.
No, I can tell you a story about how the song's written, but it's got nothing to do with the dog. So he got messed up pretty badly in that crash, and he's had problems ever since. Now, he was in his late 50s, early 60s when I met him the first time. So he tells me about this and he tells me about that, and and I adjusted him. He's like, "Oh, fantastic! Thanks so much. I'm going to have a great show." Signed everything I brought from the sign, all of his books and his CDs.
Yeah, nice.
I had everything. He signed no less than 30 items for me.
Yeah.
Took pictures.
I've done that before to somebody too.
Have you?
Two backpacks full of stuff.
But you know what? He genuinely seemed like it didn't matter to him this one. He had 10 minutes to his show.
Right.
So he says, "Hey, I really appreciate it." He says, "I hope I see you out in the crowd." I said, "Oh, yeah, I'll be there." Because what I found out that night is if you charge for your services, you have to buy your own tickets for the show. But if you don't, they give you tickets. And I didn't charge or anything. And that's the thing. These acts, these bands, these entourages, where they're traveling, and you would know this, anybody that's there to do anything for them, to help them out, they appreciate it so much. Because if they got a toothache and have to see a dentist, they got to find a dentist or pay for it. If somebody's there to do something for free to help them out,
it's huge.
Oh, it's tremendous.
It is huge.
And as a result, I was asked to come back for 3 or 4 more concerts since then.
No, when it comes to that stuff, I mean, now the level I've done things and tours and stuff like that is way, way smaller than the Jimmy Buffett level. But it doesn't matter.
But you opened for bands that were really big.
We've opened for a few decent bands, and the thing is, you're living out of a backpack. You're living out of a suitcase while you do this. So if someone's there that just makes that
massage therapist.
Someone's there just makes that time a little more comfortable for you, makes the day just go a little better. Yeah, so it's totally appreciated. Whether it's food, drinks, massage, whatever.
Right,
it's huge.
It's really, really nice, and the thing is, every single person I adjusted when they got up from the table after saying how great they felt and how wonderful it was, asked me how much what do I owe you?
Right.
Right. Just really, really, I had never experienced with
everyone's down to earth. No one's expecting anything,
really, really nice
cool.
bunch of people. Okay, here's a question. What act has a catalog the highest percentage of which you like?
Where I pretty much like
almost everything they do. Everything they've done.
Oh, I got a couple like that.
Actual bands or singers that you say they've never done anything that I don't like.
Well, it's not never.
Okay, but close.
But like you said, a high percentage.
You see, I have a few that I used to say every single thing they did, but then the more they put out, the more there's a chance they're going to let something out that you don't like, and
right.
So it's been distilled down.
I have a couple.
Okay.
My number one is Iron Maiden.
I know you love Iron Maiden.
People think of Iron Maiden, they think of that mascot that everybody sees, Eddie. And, heavy metal headbanger stuff. But you know what, man? Those guys are just some incredible musicians. Their stuff is epic. I mean, they're writing songs that are 12, 13 minutes long. You got to be into a band to be listening to a song for 12, 13 minutes. You know what I mean? And to me, the stuff's orchestrated. It's not written. You know what I mean? It's like composed. It's in movements,
Sure.
So, their stuff always impresses me. Even though there's stuff I don't like, I still, as time goes on, and those guys have been around almost 40 years now, I still get impressed. Them, and then I'm a big Danzig fan. I don't know if you ever heard of Glenn Danzig before.
I've heard of Glenn Danzig,
He was the singer for the Misfits.
Okay.
The original Misfits.
That's how I know the name.
And then, he had his own band. I like almost all his stuff. Lately, the past like 10 years, I'd say.
Right.
All right, man, it's time to hang it up. But he's a guy that, total talent. I mean, some people just want to call him a glorified Elvis impersonator because he's got that type of voice, but that's what I like. I like Elvis. I'm an Elvis fan. So, and if he's going to play some heavy stuff to it and with an Elvis-style voice, I'm down. But there's a few more, too. I got to say, I probably like 80% of Pink Floyd stuff. I know you're not a fan.
Yeah, but
there's a chunk of albums straight in a row where they just didn't miss for me.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And speaking of them, by the way,
right.
I found out that is the ultimate cat tamer. Because yesterday, that was part of it. I played 4 Floyd albums in a row yesterday.
A Cat Benetar?
And the cat passed out.
Really?
And I even tried to wake her up, be like, "Yo, look, it's time to eat." And she looked at me and was like, "Whatever," and just.
That's crazy. Yeah. Did we mention her before on the show?
We didn't mention her before, but that's all right. If we got time, we can.
Well, that's a quick story. I let people know we're talking about the day before I left for Thailand, about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. As I was closing my office, some of my patients were telling me that there was a little kitten hanging around outside my door about the office. And I heard the mewing, and I didn't know what was going on. And I looked out, and it was hiding under this car, then it was hiding under that car, then it was coming out again. And and ever since you broke up with your girlfriend, and she took the cat, and I felt bad about it. I've been looking for a cat for you. I've been wanting to surprise you with a cat. And everybody I know that has cats, whether it's stray cats or just a lot of cats, I asked if there's any kittens, and nobody had any. And then this is the perfect opportunity. I called you up, and you were on the way home, and I was like, "Come pick up this cat."
I couldn't believe, because I wasn't ready either. That's the thing. You called me. You were like, "Yo, dude, you want a kitten?" And I was like, "What?" Because I've been battling the whole thing for a while. I'm like, should I get it? I don't know if I got the money for it right now. I don't know if I want to take care of something right now.
Yeah.
And I knew, I was almost like, because you said you were leaving the office. And you're like, well, if you want, it's under the car. And,
I said, yes, no, whatever you want to do.
As I'm driving home, and I'm like, I'm on 80, and I'm like coming to pass the exit, and I'm like, forget it, man. I got to go in there and look at the thing. And I got in the parking lot, and I heard it. The thing was just crying the whole time. It didn't stop, So I finally saw what car it was under. The lowest car in the freaking lot.
Of course.
So I can barely get to the thing, so I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm getting on the ground. And you know me, I'm not good at getting up off the ground. And stuff. So I get all the way on the ground, and I'm sitting there the whole time I'm under there. I'm thinking, I'm like, people are driving by and everything. I'm like, someone's going to think I passed out in the parking lot. I'm going to pull in here and be like, what's going on? My head's under a car.
It's like a whole team of people with CPR.
So I'm there for a long time, and I'm trying to get this thing to come to me, and it just wouldn't. And then I had my keys out dangling. The thing finally started creeping to me, and I grabbed it, and it jumps over my shoulder and then runs under my car.
That's great.
And I was like, and I just looked at it, and I was like, I got on the ground for you. I'm like, I'm definitely not leaving now without you. So finally, I called my dad, because he's like the animal whisperer for some reason. Every animal he can tame, it doesn't matter what's going on. So I called him. I'm like, what should I do? And while I'm on the phone with him, the thing just started circling in and out of my feet.
Really?
So I was like, oh, okay. And I just bent down and let me pick it up. So
that's it.
That was it. Got in the car and brought him. And I didn't realize for a while, because I'm not totally the cat guy, whether it was a boy or a girl. So I finally figured out it's a girl. So its name is Cat Benetar.
Cat Benetar.
After the.
I love the pictures that you put up on Facebook of Cat Benetar.
Yeah.
She's taken to you very well. She's very comfortable in your feet.
She likes me, but she's a maniac.
Well, I was very glad about that. I was glad that story. It was
a Thanksgiving miracle.
The Thanksgiving
Thanks
miracle.
to Dr. Herman.
I'm just glad that I was able to come up with a cat for you, because you talked about your old cat was very.
Oh, dude, I was upset, man. So. I liked him more than the girl.
Well, you know what? That's why I did what I did to replace the cat for you, not the girl. The band that I like the most output of is ELO. It's my favorite band, and there's very little they've ever done. Maybe 1 or 2 songs that I didn't care for. And then Bare Naked Ladies BNL is another one. But I used to like Billy Joel. I used to like James Taylor. Everything they did. But the later stuff is like, I'm not crazy about it now. So the percentage has gone down.
I love some Billy Joel, but it's got to be the earlier stuff.
If it's earlier, there's a higher percentage. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his really old stuff is great. Yeah. Cold Spring Harbor. And,
man,
all good stuff. Okay, private concert. Who would it be?
A private show?
Private show, just for you for 2 hours. Play whatever you want.
Oh man, I think.
Maiden?
Huh?
Iron Maiden?
No. That needs to be a full.
Okay.
A full show atmosphere, because they engage the crowd so much. Like there's crowd interaction and stuff. So that's part of the show. Mm-hmm. No, a private show. I'd like to sit in a room with Roger Waters from Pink Floyd.
That'd be cool.
I would love to do just him in a band and just sit there and just to watch them do a rehearsal or something. Just me, I would love that.
For me, I think it might be Mariah Carey.
That's
just a private,
that's a
private
private show. That's some champagne room private show.
Right. Oh man, I tell you the truth. I came very close a couple of years ago to having one of my dreams come true. I love Steely Dan. I've always loved Steely Dan.
Yeah,
and
he's a guy.
They got together. There was a group. It's a duo.
Yeah.
Okay. They got back together again about 10 years ago. For a short period of time. I don't think they're doing anything now.
I remember that new song they put out. The radio was playing a while.
Cousin Dupree.
Cousin
Dupree.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the album Everything Must Go. Anyway, what they did was something unprecedented as far as I know, because they had 16 or 17 albums they'd put out over the years since the early 70s. Yeah. And what they did was they booked out the Beacon Theater on Broadway in New York.
Yeah.
And they booked out 18 nights.
What?
They did
sell out? 18 in a row?
They sold out some.
Okay.
They came very close to selling out most of them. But what they did was they started chronologically. The first night was their first album they ever put out. They did the whole album.
Yeah. So every night was a different album.
Yes.
That's insanity.
And then after the album each night, they took requests.
That's incredible.
And now their most famous album of all was Asia. Okay? The song Peg was from that.
Yeah.
And Black Cow was from that. Josie, Home at Last. A lot of their really, really, real well-known songs. So I went to go see. I can only afford to go to one. You actually, if you bought different packages, 3 nights, 5 nights, 7 nights, you get discounts.
Oh, really?
But I only had time and money to go see one, so I picked Peg. I picked Asia. And other song Asia also.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down there and they sang the entire album in chronological order.
Yeah.
But because it was their shortest album they ever did, they said the whole album is only about 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
And they said, we've been doing hour and 45-minute concerts. So we're going to do an hour of requests.
That's great.
They played every song that was requested. It was like having a private concert.
That's awesome.
And that was a packed house that night. So absolutely incredible. Just fantastic. And, it's nice when you get a chance to, experience something special with music that you like. And meet somebody, that you always
Did you ever have a night at a concert just go really bad?
I had one. The worst I ever came to that was breaking up. With my practice wife when we were dating at a concert. Mm-hmm. And it was that Christopher Cross at America. Okay. That night we actually broke up.
Christopher Cross was so bad you had to break up with your wife?
Well, I wanted to kill her, but I didn't do that. No, we broke up, and we were broken up for about a month, and then we got back together, and much to my dismay, in hindsight.
I got one quick story about a really... what
happened?
It's a good story, but... All right. Another show at the Roseland back when I was in high school, Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I loved Pantera back then. Heavy band, big, heavy mosh pit stuff going on for high school kids. So I'm in there. I'm up front. I'm right at the barrier. You know what I mean? Bruised ribs because I'm getting pushed over this freaking gate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a crazy show.
So now here I am, tallest guy around in the place. Okay. Yeah, you know what crowd surfing is, right?
Oh, sure.
I hate crowd surfers because I'm so tall. So when everyone's hands are up here pushing a person around, that's where my head is.
I know. Oh,
so I usually, I don't want to get kicked in the head. So
you can lose a tooth.
Usually when I see crowd surfers and stuff, I grab them by the foot, pull them down, right. And tell them, go over there. I'm too tall for this.
Stop it.
So I'm at the Pantera show, enjoying it. I'm up front, getting the crap kicked out of me. Turn around from one split second, I got a Doc Martin boot straight to the face.
Oh, God.
Bust my nose.
Oh.
And so I'm like blinded for a second. All I can do is I grab this person's foot, pull him to the ground, and I'm ready to hit him. Kid jumps in front. I was like, yo, man, it's cool. And I look, it was a girl.
Really?
Can't hit a girl.
No.
So I walk all the way to the back of the place, go to the bar, and I'm watching the rest of the show with a bag of ice on my face from the bar.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So that was one of my bad news.
And then when you started playing with the band, you started playing the type of music where there were a lot of mosh pits. So
oh, yeah.
Better off being on stage than in the mosh pit.
Yep.
That kind of ends our last live show and our last show of this year. This was our first year we did this, and in retrospect, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good
I'm
times.
having a blast, and I really appreciate everybody that calls in, and thank you tonight to Mark for calling in. We have another caller?
We do. Let's get
Let's take a caller real quick. Our last caller of the year. Who's giving us a call tonight inside Dr. Herman's Head?
This is Jeff from Barnesville.
Hey, Jeff, what's happening, my man?
JFB.
How you guys doing?
All right, what's
Pretty
up?
good. What's up? How's your holiday season going so far?
Oh, God, I just come out of the hospital yesterday.
Oh.
I had a stroke Sunday morning.
Dude, you're supposed to wait till after the holidays for that.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Weak.
Yeah.
Well, you got to rest
Take
up.
care of yourself,
I'm
bro.
glad you made it, though.
Yeah.
How you doing? You getting around, or you're limited to bed now?
No, after the third day I was there, I was able to get up and walk around.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Good.
Yeah, and my arm's coming back to strength, my right side.
Okay.
My left carotid artery is 100% closed.
Oh, gee. So do they have you planned for any surgeries?
What's that?
Are they going to be doing any surgeries on you to open that up?
No, can't do that.
No?
No, because just a little chip of the plaque that's in the artery could just
dislodges
tear
right
up
to
and
the
hit the
brain.
brain.
Yeah, yep.
So
and that's what happened Sunday morning. I was outside, and I started to cough, and boy, it just threw me to the ground.
You probably dislodged a piece of plaque there, and then that's what happened. So I'm going to have to take you out of rotation for baseball season.
What?
I'm going to take you out of the pitching rotation.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. You got to be benched.
We'll put you in as the DH.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, I hope you feel better. I hope you have a good holiday season, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're going to catch you on the other side of the new year, all right?
All right, buddy.
All right, Jeff. Feel better, my man.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'll keep him in our thoughts.
Yeah.
And, well, good. He's one of our best buddies. I hope he's feeling better. I'm glad he made it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, so I want to invite everybody to join us every Sunday night in 2017, which will hopefully be our first full year of broadcasting. I want to thank also you, my big man, Mr. Big Show Larson.
No, thank you.
And
I want to thank the Warrior. They really hooked us up tonight.
they really did. And we're going to be eating
Thank
good
you,
for
guys.
another couple of minutes here. Good stuff. Also, check out Thai Orchid down on Sarah Street and 9th Street. Incredible Thai food. Best in town. Let's see. What else? Is there anything else I want to just make sure you catch Gary's show during the week, 5:30 in the morning till 9. Local weather and traffic and all kinds of crazy stuff. I think we're going to go out with one of my favorite holiday songs.
Let's do it.
It's something that I always like to listen to at Christmas time. Makes things a little bit lighter.
I'm all about it.
We will be here on New Year's Eve with a taped show and then back again live on the 8th of January. We love you all. Have a fantastic night. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And just keep it all cool.
Peace out.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 cutty sarks and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 old crows, 2 cutty sarks and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 old Fitzgeralds, 3 old crows, 2 cutty sarks, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 dry raspberries. 4 old Fitzgeralds, 3 old crows, 2 cutty and a partridge in a pear tree. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 Cuba Libras, 5 dry rye, 4 old Fitzgeralds, 3 old crows, 2 catties, and a tree, and a bird with a fruit on the limb. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 Johnny Walkers, 6 Cuba Libras, 1 Burger, 1 officer, 0 cereal hug, 2 caddies, and a tree, and a tree, and a tree in the meadow. On the 8th day Christmas, like you like it, 8 sweet old-fashioned sunshine, water, 6 Cuba Libras, and a officer, cereal hug, 2 caddies, and a Surrey with a fridge on top. On the 9th day Christmas, I tell you me. And my nights to see the glory. Margaritas, a sweet old-fashioned sunshine walk, a sister blue, and we're over Chelsea. Nine roto rooters. I see our fastest sense. I walk a sister. I have boofish. Jack a bucket. And let me my children to be Eden. Bloody Mary. Then run my heart and iris. It's your potential system. Oh, it's a Xmas. I tell you, charged by my tree. All of that green stuff. Then my heart and rigor mortis. They see how fast sends them sister. Fish, 3 2 city box, and the high rage, and a bad rage.